Alrighty, the NASCAR 2024 schedule has come out. So I'm going to go through and kind of look at it and then at the end put kind of how I would fix it because there's a few things that I would change and I feel like it would actually help quite a bit. But yeah, so it kind of starts out pretty normal. Obviously, the 500, the Clash, the duels, all that. And then Atlanta. So go to Atlanta at the start of the season, two super speedways back to back. A little funky, but all right. Then we go out west for Vegas and Phoenix to Bristol on the asphalt. Then Coda, Richmond, Martinsville. So that's pretty interesting. 3 weeks, two good tracks. Texas, Talladega, Dover, Kansas, Darlington, North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. So that's good by me. And then we go to Charlotte, the 600 right after that. One of the best races of the last 2 years. So looking forward to that one. Then we go to St. Louis and Sonoma. And then we get to the big one, the big new one on the schedule, Iowa. So Iowa's finally on the Cup schedule. A lot of people have been wanting it. It's really well known for the Xfinity Series, but finally they ran it in real life. So luckily they're going to run it in the Cup Series. So we go to New Hampshire, Nashville, Chicago Street Course. Kind of three tracks that are iffy or whatever. Nashville was better this year than it was 2022, but still pretty good. Pocono Indy Oval, super excited to see how the next gen cars race around there. The big tracks have been amazing in this next gen car. Excited for the Indy Oval, see how that is. Then Olympic break for the Olympics and all that, so we get about a month off for no racing, which kind of sucks. But then we go to Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington to end the season, which isn't the worst, but still, I don't mind Darlington being that last race of the season. I know they had to do it because that's Labor Day weekend and Labor Day, so they had to move it out of the playoffs just because that's how it falls on this year. But it really messed up the playoffs. So I'm going to go over that here. First round, Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Bristol. Don't like it at all. A super speedway, road course, short track. So yeah, not great, but when a big name like, well, I mean this year, Joey Logano went out and he's not great at road courses. So he's I mean, a lot of cars that are probably in the top 5 of points could go out this round. If they get wrecked at Atlanta, don't have a great run at Watkins Glen, then Bristol's just you show up and run. I don't know how that's going to work. So I really don't like Atlanta being the playoffs. But I'm going to talk about that later. And then we go Kansas, Talladega, Roval. Same format, kind of, other than Kansas and Bristol, two kind of different tracks, but still super speedway and or drafting track and road course. So that's still kind of funky. Last round, perfect. I don't mind it. I like it. Whatever. Martinsville, Miami, Vegas. Vegas, good track. Miami, best mile and a half on the schedule. Maybe Kansas. It's between Miami, Kansas, and Charlotte, but oh well. And Martinsville. So that's all right by me. Then Phoenix, the finale. Don't really like it. It's not as cool to celebrate on the front stretch or anything as like the champion. So I don't mind it, but I have a few things to nitpick about it. But the schedule overall, not too bad. But I'm going to make some changes, and this is what I would change it to. Alrighty. Well, I went and did a few things, as you could probably already tell. So the way I thought about the schedule was to help keep costs down, sorta, and just fix it to where there's more races here or there, and it all kind of, I don't know, it'd be a funner schedule, I feel like. So we start off the Classic at the Daytona, and then while we're in Florida, we go to Homestead. Homestead is one of the best tracks on the schedule, like top 3, honestly. No matter what, it's really really good. It deserves 2 races, and while they're in Florida, why not go to Miami? It's right there, not too far. Help save cost. Um, if you don't like Homestead, then you're just either a Larson hater or I don't like Reddick or something. But yeah, Homestead, great freaking track that deserves 2 races, and I don't understand why it doesn't be in the spot where everybody wants it to be. But yeah, so then we go Vegas, Phoenix, then to Sonoma. Go to Sonoma early, not over on like go 3 months earlier so we can get it hopefully to be green. Sonoma IndyCar testing is insane, which hold on, let me look that up real quick. So this is kind of during IndyCar testing or whatever, but look how green it is. This track is very, very pretty. When it so as you can see here, it's green. Sonoma, this is likely during IndyCar testing, but it's just green everywhere. It has nothing yellow. Like you can see, this is how it is when Cup go there. This is it green. It's insane, and it's really, really beautiful looking. So I think early in the year, springtime, racing it on the West Coast swing, it would be a lot better than it being all dead grass and kind of boring. So this would liven up Sonoma. I think a lot of people would enjoy it and kind of be shocked at it. So that's why I moved it earlier to the West Coast swing. Alrighty, so then we go to Texas for Coda and Texas. Kind of put those closer together just so they're similar place and just in Texas. I mean, alrighty, so then we move on from Sonoma to Coda and Texas. So we stay in Texas for 2 weeks, keep the cost down, be a little bit easier. I think that would be a lot of fun there. And then we go to Martinsville and Richmond. So this was the Texas race, but I moved it. So Atlanta was here, kind of moved a few things around. And I'll talk about this later and how I could kind of mess with that. But mostly mid part of the season stays pretty similar. I put the other Atlanta race back on the schedule, even though I kind of only think one race for it. I just don't really like Atlanta, or New Atlanta, so not the greatest. Left all these the same, and then after Olympic break, we go to Laguna Seca. There's nearly no hope in that happening, but it'd be pretty cool. So that was just kind of my one race where I was like, hey, let's just throw it on there. That'll be kind of cool. What we could do is just move the whole schedule down from before Vegas, move it all down, and put Laguna Seca before Vegas, then go to Vegas, Phoenix, Sonoma. So it's kind of that West Coast or Sonoma first, then Vegas, Phoenix, then Laguna Seca, because that would kind of be cool to get Cup cars going down the hill. That would be insanity. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't mind it. It'd be a cool race to see. And then these last 3 races in the regular season, I would kind of just throw them either way. Like, I think I'd put Daytona as the finale, go to Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Daytona. But you can kind of throw them away any way that you wanted. So, yeah, that would be my regular season. And now to the playoffs, which I have done quite a bit, as you can see, and messed with it. So let me talk about this. Alrighty, you can see the obvious. It deserves to be there. No other way to describe it. But first, I know because this year Labor Day was not on, they had to make it on the first, but I decided to put it in playoffs just because this is my schedule and I don't really care. So that's Darlington going to open up the playoffs. Richmond, I moved into the playoffs once again because I don't like the idea of a road course and a super speedway 2 rounds in a row. That is just a horrible schedule, and a lot of people would, I think, don't really like that. So I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't like having a super speedway and a road course 2 rounds in a row. But difficult track, short track, short track. Anything could happen in those. Those pretty much similar chaos levels. So, yeah, round of 16, Darlington, Richmond, Bristol. Round of 12, we have Kansas, Talladega, Charlotte. Got rid of the Roval. Don't need the Roval. Charlotte is top 2 mile and a half. I really don't care what people say. The Roval is, it's all right. We'll see how it is this weekend. But I really don't like the Roval as much. 2019, 2020-ish was good. 2021 was kind of lackluster. And then the next gen car came in short tracks and road courses kind of went out the window. But speaking of short tracks and road courses, I know I have Richmond, Bristol, Martinsville all in the playoffs. Going to make another video on how to fix the next gen car at all 3 different types of track, 4 different types of tracks. So give me a bit, and I'm going to have another video coming out on that. But yeah, get rid of the Roval. There's no point in having it. Charlotte's the best race of the season, the 600, the last 2 years. So, yeah, get rid of the Roval. Round of 8. Pretty much all I did was swap Homestead and Phoenix. So I'm fine while we're out west. Vegas, Phoenix, save money, save the team's money. Martinsville, that should never move. It should never be the championship finale, but it should never be any other race. Have it one time in the earlier season, one time here. It is the best race of the playoffs usually, other than kind of maybe Darlington or Kansas possibly, but yeah, Martinsville, it should not be anywhere else. Then Homestead, because that should be the championship. That place is the place to celebrate. So Miami, the coolest place to celebrate. There is so many cool pictures of champion doing the burnout on the yellow or the blue front stretch. Like, that is such a cool picture. Johnson celebrating, Keselowski, Kyle, all of them getting their championships and their wins. It really should be the championship finale. I don't know anybody who disagrees. But it is such a cool track. Race is amazing because it's similar like old Atlanta before they messed with it. But yeah, I believe full-on Homestead should be the finale just for the celebration. It's a great racetrack racing, but on the front stretch, pictures, burnouts, and all that is amazing. So I really do think it should be the championship finale, and a lot of people agree. So that's, I believe, gonna do it. All right, so that's going to do it for the NASCAR 2024 schedule, just kind of how I would do it. So it's my opinion. Let me know what you guys would change of it or how you would change the real schedule because it's, yeah, all interesting, let's say the least. But this is how I'd fix it. I kind of left it realistic, kind of not, just with some of the contracts. I'm like, I know Atlanta probably says 2 races or Texas has to be on there or something. So I kind of left it realistic, but then again, Laguna Seca, that will never happen. I doubt it. But that's on there. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I would probably, the only thing I'd change from this is Laguna Seca's flip with Sonoma and Sonoma at the start of the West Coast swing and kind of flip it, but, or just move everything down. But yeah, we will have to see how it all goes next year, but this is my kind of mock-up on how I would have the 2024 schedule. I like it a lot, and it could be a fun schedule. So that's going to do it for this one. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.